Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Thursday, March 14th, almost halfway through already the month. That is crazy. This year is flying by. If you guys have the ability to show us your beautiful faces, we'd love to see. There's a reason why I do a Zoom meeting and not a Zoom webinar, right? If we did a webinar, you wouldn't even be able to turn your cameras on. And it's just a lot more fun when it's interactive and we get to see you. All right. We have a very, very special guest on with us today. We still got people populating into the room, so we're going to give it a minute or so. But Matthew Brenner, how you doing?
What's up? I'm doing great. I'm very excited for today.
You're in
Uh,
my neck of the woods, right?
yeah, so I'm in Fort Lauderdale. So I mean, not too close. I mean, how far is Fort Lauderdale from Tampa?
About 4 hours.
Four
Yeah,
hours.
it's a legit drive.
Yeah, it's a legit drive. I'm not doing. Maybe a plane ride.
Yeah, yeah. All
Uh,
right, guys, where's everybody logging in from? Let us know in the chat if you've been on a webinar with me. I make you work your finger magic. Where are you logging in from? I'm in Tampa. Matthew is in Fort Lauderdale, North Carolina. Awesome. Maryland, Wisconsin, Indiana. Another Tampa. Another Tampa. Look at all these Tampa people. Everybody's moving to Tampa. I've been here since I was a little kid, since I was 4. So, like, this is home. Let me tell you, the traffic in Tampa has just gotten insane compared to the last few years because everybody's moving here. Oh, another Tampa. Very cool. Um, any plans for St. Patty's Day, Matthew?
St. Patty's Day plans. I'm gonna be on a boat. We rented a boat for
Okay.
Saturday. I didn't know it was St. Patty's Day, so I'm honestly like, it's St. Patty's Day and it's I think spring break for kids in and Fort Lauderdale and Miami. I feel like it's the craziest. So now I'm actually a little nervous being on a boat. I just got my boating license literally like before I got here. So
Oh my gosh.
so I mean we'll be on the intercoast and I'll go slow. And we have a friend who's in the Coast Guard, so he'll be with us. But I'm a little bit
Okay.
nervous being on the water with people who don't probably normally ride boats. And so we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. I'll
Yeah.
wear a life jacket.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, down in Florida, like when I bought a boat, I was like, oh, I got to go take all these boating classes. And they're like, nope, if you were born before like 1990, you don't have to do anything. And it's like, there's no brakes on a boat. What do you mean I don't have to go do it? I took a course anyways, an online course, but
Yeah.
be safe.
Yeah, I
All
have
right, guys.
yeah, I did the online course. It was like there's no way now to operate a boat by taking that online course.
Yeah, you kind of need to, get some tangible experience.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get this party started. I know we still have people popping in, but Matthew's got a lot to share. Very, very excited. So Matthew is a client of ours at GrowPro. I absolutely love the energy that he brings to any space that he's in, whether it's in a Zoom room, whether it's in person, and really everything that he does. He is a school owner, just like you guys. He owns an action karate location in Cinnamonson. Did I pronounce that right? Cinnamonson?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like cinnamon, but not exactly.
Yeah.
He also has a really great podcast called the Black Belt Business Podcast. So if you're looking to level up your podcast game, if you want to subscribe, I dropped the Spotify link there. And he really likes to help school owners recruit new students with this Triangle Codex strategy. I consider Matthew a friend, one of my favorite people in the industry. And we have a lot to cover today. He tends to talk fast. So I will be interjecting sometimes to slow him down. If you guys have any questions as well, feel free to drop them in the chat. But Matthew, let's get this party started. Let's go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm really excited about today. As Chris mentioned, I'm a GoPro client as well. And thank you so much, Chris, for all you do for the industry. I've used probably 2 dozen different marketing agencies over the years. And by far, GoPro is my favorite. Just having people who actually, I'm not just emailing some service somewhere that it's someone who doesn't know who I am. Like Patrick and the team are just great, and we love working with you guys. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen, guys, and then I like Chris said, I talk really fast. So if you miss something or you don't have enough time to write something down, don't stress out. There's going to be a recording of this later, so you can always go back. Okay, make sure you have a pen and paper ready for you. Here's my Instagram. If you want to reach out to me later, if you have a question, this is I put a lot of stuff of like behind the scenes of running martial arts schools. So I actually have 3 schools. Um, and we have over 30 in our action karate family, started by my brother, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But you can follow me here. So, what I want to know before we even get started is who currently has an ongoing organic marketing strategy. So, if you have an ongoing organic marketing strategy, in the chat box, just type me. Not just like, oh, I did it once or twice, something that's like ongoing.
All right, not a lot of me's, which means they're in the right space. There we go.
Yeah, if you don't, that's okay. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to do it today. So next one is what I want to know, guys. Who has tried to get into schools or maybe daycares before, but found it impossible to get someone to call or email them back? They said, oh, yeah, send me an email. Or, oh, yeah, call me. Or maybe you don't want to get involved in the front door. So you tried to have an organic strategy, but it just didn't work. Maybe the school district in your area is really strict. So you tried, just couldn't figure it out. Type me in the chat box. Rick said he does daycares. Okay, cool. Harder now. Used to be easy. Yeah. Charles said it used to be easy. Harder now with COVID, definitely a little bit harder. But once you break your way in, I'm going to show you how to do that today, even during COVID. Cool. Good answers. All right. Next one. Have you tried being gym teacher for a day or anti-bullying workshop? So you actually got in, but got little or no results. So it didn't really convert into new students. So if you've had that frustration, type me in the chat box. So maybe you did get in, maybe you got into the PTA or teacher, but you don't really get good results. I've had that happen to me too. It sucks. So much work and then you get like nothing. Okay. So who would like $54,000? Put in the chat box me. If you don't, you're crazy. Because I'm going to show you how to do this today. I'm actually going to break it down and give you real examples. Okay. So put in the chat box me if you want 54 grand. If you don't, maybe we'll give it to someone else. All right, cool. So first of all, if you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram at blackbeltbrenner1. Do it now, quickly. We're gonna hop forward. We've got a lot of stuff to go over. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you guys. Oops, I'm gonna share with you guys the Triangle Codex. Okay, what I'm gonna show you is how to get 1,000 burning hot leads for free in 120 days. Okay, so next 120 days, if you follow what I show you, you'll get 1,000 burning hot leads, not leads that are from a spam lead, or maybe just like people that fill out information or maybe not that interested. These are burning hot leads, people that already get to know you, like you, and trust you. Okay. Thanks, Cris, for my Instagram in there. So here's what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn how to hack your way in, even if you've never been, or even if you've been denied before. Okay. So maybe you try getting to schools or daycares before, you've been denied. I'm going to show you how to hack your way in. I'm going to show you how to collect 1,000 burning hot leads for free. So it's not going to cost you anything besides effort. Okay. Now I have to warn you that this does require lots of effort. Okay. This is not something that, like you want to have kind of two pillars of your marketing for your business. You want to have your digital marketing side, which is Cris and the Grow Pro team. And you want to have your organic side, which is like sweat you're putting into it. One you're paying for, one is effort, right? You need to have both because sometimes one's going to work really well. Sometimes the other one's going to work really well. If you have both running, that's how the well-oiled machine is going to make your school successful long term. I'm going to show you how to create the perfect seminar so it actually converts people into new students. And you'll create a feeding frenzy of excited students to convert them to paying students at your school. That's really the goal, right? Like, yeah, you want to build your reputation in the community and do a nice thing, but you also want to convert them to be members of your school so you can actually really help them, right? There's only so much you can really do to help kids in your community if you, teach them one time, right? But if you ever teach them ongoing, that's how you really make an impact. And I'm going to show you how to become the go-to martial arts school in your area and how to get teachers to sell your program for you. That's like my favorite part of this whole thing. Okay, so how to get teachers to promote your business. And no one trusts people in your area like like parents trust their kids, teachers in their school. Okay. So stick around for the end too, even if you have like a lot of stuff going on today, because I'll give you guys a bunch of free stuff. Cool. So this is stuff that I like really charge for, but you guys can give it to you for free because I'm a client just like you guys. Okay. So a little bit about me before we get started. I love hiking. It's my favorite thing to do. I hike all over the country. This year I'm going to do the Grand Canyon from end to end. So I'm really, really excited about that. I own and operator of 3 martial arts schools. We have over 35 schools in our organization. So run by my brother, Solomon Brenner. Some of you guys might know him. This is a picture of us at our annual retreat we do, like a resort every year, which is really fun. I run the Black Belt Business podcast where I interview different martial arts school owners, marketing experts like Cris, and different areas, even real estate agents and stuff like that, like how to invest your profits from your martial arts school. So this is some of you guys probably know who this is, Master Kovar. So I also have an episode with Cris, which is awesome, which I could post again for you guys later. So, and I'm one of 9 kids. So you think I talk fast? That's because at the dinner table, if you don't talk quickly, you don't get a chance to speak. Okay. So I have 5 sisters and 4 brothers. Okay. Or 3 brothers. Sorry. Yeah. 5 sisters, 3 brothers, and one of 9. All right. So here's the thing that's important. I don't make websites. I don't run ads. It's not me, right? If you want that, outsource it with the people like Cris. And I don't sell software. Besides martial arts school owner, I'm a one-on-one coach. I help schools owners do only 2 things. The only things I help them do is implement evergreen organic growth strategy, the Triangle Codex, which I'm going to show you guys today. So you never have to depend on ads. And I help them create a training and certification programs for their staff so they can go on vacation and not worry about their school or playing catch up when they're back. It's the only thing I do. All that other stuff is for other people like Cris. So today I'm going to show you I'm going to show you why the Triangle Codex is the best strategy for long-term sustainable martial arts school growth. So we're going to dive in here. So here's why you need marketing, organic marketing in addition to digital. Digital marketing is really important because you're using your money to make more money. But the other part of it is going to be organic strategies. And organic strategies are good because you can use you and your staff to go recruit new students exactly where they are. And like how I like to express this is think about you're going fishing. Okay, if you're going to go fishing, you're going to want to go somewhere where all the fish are swimming. And where are all the fish swimming in your neighborhood? If you teach kids, is all the fish are swimming in schools. Okay, that's where all the kids are in schools and in daycares. So when we do this organic strategy method, imagine you're going to cast a hook in an open ocean. Okay, no matter if you're casting a hook and a bait in an open ocean, you want to make sure that bait is pretty and super nice, and hopefully a fish comes by and bites. But in a targeted organic marketing strategy, the bait doesn't even have to be that pretty because you're putting it in a bucket where all the fish, or in a well in this picture, and where all the fish are already swimming. So even if it's not that great, you're still going to catch fish because that's where all the people are. Okay. So that's what we're going to work on today is organic marketing in your area for daycares and schools and businesses. So here's kind of a bird's eye view of what we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about on the left, we have schools here. We're going to talk about who to target at the schools. Okay, so this is like a guidance counselor. Then we're gonna talk about how to get into the school, actually create them into new students, and how to do this over and over and over again. How to recycle so you can do this year after year. I'm not giving you a fish. I'm teaching you how to catch a fish because once you learn how to do it, you're going to build confidence and be able to do the same thing over and over and over. This is an evergreen strategy. Okay. Ads are going to have to change all the time. And that's why you hire a marketing agency like GrowPro is because the digital landscape is always changing. They're always changing the rules. An ad might work for, a month or 2 or 3 months and be amazing, but eventually it gets ad fatigue and it falls off. And there's always changing, right? Which is why we hire professionals to do it. This is something that's really never going to change. You could do this year after year after year once you learn how to break your way in. So here's the math, the opportunity, and how it actually works. Okay. So I told you guys I'm going to talk fast. You guys with me? Give me a thumbs up if you're still with me. I know I'm moving really, really quickly because I get really excited. All right. So let's assume you only have 6. I like to do like I like to estimate in like the most moderate way possible. Okay. So let's assume you only have 6 eligible public and private schools in your area. All you guys have more than that. Okay, you definitely have more schools in your area, but let's assume you only have 6. Okay, let's say you're denied by 3. So you only get in half of them the first year. Okay, and you get accepted by the other 3. Each school has only 350 kids. Okay. So it's 1,050 kids total. So you're only getting into half of them. Each one has 350 kids. I don't know about you guys. Some schools in our area have 500 kids. Okay. Some will give you more, some will be a little less. It really depends on your area. But let's go like the moderate amount. So the expected conversion rate when you do this properly is going to be between 2 and 5% within 14 days. Okay. And I know this, I've done this over and over and over with my schools and the schools in our Action Karate Network and the schools who I coach. Okay. So that's the expected conversion rate. That's like the KPI, the key performance indicator that we look for. Okay. So let's assume there's 3% conversion. That's going to be 27 new students. Okay. So if you do this properly, you're going to have 27 new students. Maybe you mess it up. Maybe you don't do it that great. Okay. Let's say you get half of that. Who would like 13 or 14 new students that have nothing to do with like your website or your Facebook ads, like in addition, wholly on top, right? So that's why this is so powerful, because if each student is worth $2,000 per year, which is low. Hopefully your student value is a little bit higher, but let's just say it's $2,000 a year. That's $54,000 generated from one day's worth of marketing effort. What else can you do that has bigger ROI? I don't know. Okay. So once again, this is a lot of work. It's not like it's not a lot of work. Okay. This is a lot of work. I can't stress that enough, but if it really does pay off. Okay. So, and that, by the way, that doesn't include residual income from friends of those members who joined, retail sales, event sales, students who are interested in martial arts months or years later. Who do you think they're coming to? They're going to come to you. And worst case scenario, so let's say you have 0 people enroll. You're not that good. I don't know. Maybe you're not that good at teaching martial arts, or you're not very. Hopefully, you are if you're here, and I assume you are. Because first of all, thank you guys for coming this, and like you're committing to improving your martial arts business. You're showing that you're here, that you're willing to put in the work. Worst come the worst, you'll get 1,000 leads for free. Okay, and this is our flyer we use to generate leads for free. I'll send this to you guys if you send me like a message on Instagram. And also, if you don't have this right now or whatever, you can look at the recording later to do this. Okay, so you send me a message. This is what we use. They just scan the QR code. Okay, so anyone that does any program that we do, they were required by our insurance company to fill out a waiver form. Okay, so once again, we don't require it, right? Our insurance company requires it. And if you do programs for free, the school's going to be like, oh, yeah, no problem. I'll have thought a waiver. That sounds good. Remember, it costs the school nothing, right? And a lot of times a whole school won't fill out a waiver. So let's say there's 500 kids. Them to be able to get a waiver from every single kid, probably not super realistic. But even if you get only half, I'll take 200 leads or 250 leads. Remember, these are kids in your area you'll be able to market to their entire lives. If they're 7 years old, you can market to them until they're teenage years, right? And beyond. So you use this over and over and over again. That's what's so special about it. And the good thing is when you do things that other people can't or are unwilling, this is how you dominate a market for years. Okay. So when I first started doing this, I was running a martial arts school when I was a senior year in college. And I opened up in my first school. And my brother was helping me. You know, he had action karate way before me. There was already 15 schools at the time. You would think that I've been doing it my whole life. You would think I'd have like a head start. It didn't really matter. I didn't really have a head start. Okay. It was still super difficult for me to get the school started. I was following all of his directions, following advice from Master Kovar. I was, flyering on Thanksgiving, doing everything I possibly could. And it wasn't until I figured this stuff out where I made a huge jump. And it took about 1.5 to 2 years before I figured this out. Because I was just desperate, right? Like the first year, I think I made like a personal income, like $4,800, something like that, in personal income. I was living with my mom, so it didn't really matter to me at the time, and I was young. But that's how I figured that stuff out. So you guys can be happy like SpongeBob over here. I can't do a webinar without showing SpongeBob. All right, so time to take massive action and put all this together. So secret number 1, write this down, is going to be school hacking, how to hack your way in. Okay, how to actually get accepted and involved into the school. Okay, so this is what we're going to review today. Secret number 2, I'm going to show you how to do recruit cheerleaders. Okay, so how to get cheerleaders, i.e. teachers, to promote your program for you. I don't know why I don't have a picture of Eagles cheerleaders here. I don't know why I have Vikings. Should be the Birds. Go Birds. All right, next one, I'm going to show you guys how to be a celebrity sensei. Okay, so how to be like, man, everyone, give me a thumbs up if you know who this is. If you don't, Like, I don't know how you even run a martial arts school. Yeah, Master Ken. By the way, I have a podcast episode coming out with him in a couple months, how he created Master Ken. It's super awesome. So we're going to do the setup system. So I'm going to show you who to target. Okay. This is called the who dat strategy. All right. And as you can see with the mask on my face in this picture, this is a picture I had during COVID. So I was going through different schools and I heard, I was actually, I think, a Maya convention maybe 7, 8 years ago, and I was doing all these. Oh, I've had any more, maybe 9 years ago, and I was trying to figure out how to get into schools and daycares, but I couldn't really figure it out. Everywhere I go, they reject me. They'd say, "Oh, send me an email. Oh, call me back," "Oh, we'll call you back." They never would, and I was at a Maya seminar and someone was talking about how they were able to get into schools. And I kind of like cornered him and like questioned him. I basically interrogated him for probably like 45 minutes after one of the seminars and made him teach me how to do this. And so he taught me like how to conduct the seminar, but not how to get in. So I couldn't actually get into any of these schools. Okay. So I would walk into the school, they would reject me at the door, close the door in my face, tell me to email them, and I would just be stuck. So one day I'm sitting in my office and I'm calling schools and trying to get in touch with the guidance counselor. That's what I recommend. Write it down in the paper, a guidance counselor. Every school is going to be, or areas might be a little bit different, but generally the guidance counselor is going to be the one person you talk to. Okay. Principals are usually a little too busy, not as accessible, but guidance counselors usually are. They're used to dealing with like outside events. Okay. And they'll have to get permission from the principal, but that's usually who you target. So I can't get in touch with any of these people. I'm calling every couple days and showing up and leaving gifts and all this stuff. So I'm sitting in my office and I'm just desperate and I'm honestly just being lazy at this point. So I call the guidance counselor and I'm just like, hey, this is Matt. Give me a call back. My number is blah, 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 blah. And I just hang up. And I call the next one, do the same thing. And I've already called a bunch of times and I've said, hi, my name is Matthew. I'm calling from Action Karate. We do free seminars, blah, 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 blah. Give me a call back. No one ever does. But today was different. I was being lazy. All I did is say my name and my number, and that's it. And lo and behold, later that day, I got a call back. And then I got another call back. And then I got another call back. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? And that's how I figured out what's called the who dat strategy. Okay. The who dat strategy is when you leave a voicemail that has almost no information in it. Okay. So here's the script. You guys ready? Hi, my name is. Please give me a call back. My number is. Okay. If you leave, that's it. That's literally the whole script. It's the laziest script ever. And when you do that, guidance counselors think you're like a parent or someone they have to reach out to. So they'll call you back. If you say you're a business, you say you're a martial arts school, people don't want to do extra work or they think you're selling something, even though it's free. So now I'm going to give you a chance to talk to them. So if you want people to call you back, this is called the who dat strategy. Hi, my name is, here's your number. Okay. Now, if people like you, they'll listen to you, but if they trust you, they'll do business with you. So we're still working on hacking way in. So let's say they call you back. You leave the who dat voicemail, they call you back. What do you do next? All right. Do you guys know Zig Ziglar? Give me a thumbs up if you know Zig Ziglar. He's one of my favorites. Like an old school guy, thick Southern accent. He's awesome. So here's how you're gonna hack your way in. Here's a script. Okay.
Matthew, real quick.
Yeah.
How do I get the guidance counselor's number? I know some people are thinking about that, right?
Yeah, great question. So first of all, I'll have a Rolodex that I give you guys at the end that kind of it shows you exactly how to do that. So you guys, I'll give you like a template essentially I use for like clients of mine to help them organize. But most of this information is public. You can go to the school's website, search the school directory, find their number. And if not, you call the school, which is on Google, and you say, hi, can you give me the guidance counselor's number? And they'll say, sure. And literally that's it. You don't have to say who you are. They'll just give it to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All public. Yeah, great question. So here's how we're going to hack our way in. So the first thing is you're going to make a connection and you want to introduce yourself as someone like them. You run the school down the street. You're a teacher like them. So instead of saying, hey, my name is Matthew, I am, I'm an owner of the martial arts business down the street. Nah, you don't really want to do that. You want to be like them. People like people who are similar to them. We like each other because we're all martial arts teachers, right? So I'm always going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt over an average person I meet because we're kind of cut from the same cloth. right? We kind of like a lot of the same things. So you want to connect with whoever you talk to, whether it's a guidance counselor, preferably, or a teacher. You want to talk to them at their level. You're just a teacher like them. So be like, hi, my name is Matthew. So let's say they call me back. Hey, my name is Matthew. I'm a teacher, just like you. I run the martial arts school. We teach a lot of the same kids. And you want to have social proof. So maybe other schools you've been to or have done programs at. Okay. So if you've ever been into a school for any other reason, maybe they've had like a special event, like winter wonderland during the winter, or they had like any sort of event you've ever done at a local school, I would mention that I've been there. Okay. So, hey, my name is Matthew. I'm a teacher just like you. I teach martial arts at the school down the street. I've done programs at Maud Wilkins School and New Albany School. And actually, I think I have a couple kids that go to your school, like James and Alex. Do you know them? James Way and Alex Hen. Do you know them? Right. And one of the parents recommended I reach out to you. Um, or you can say, oh, once you start to build, you can say, oh, I talked to the guidance counselor at this other school, and then I thought about reaching out to you because other guidance counselors know other guidance counselors. Okay. You guys follow me here? I give you a couple different like frameworks for how to think about this. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
connect.
absolutely love the first one, Matthew, and I'm gonna interject here.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about what we do at GrowPro is we work with martial arts schools. So a lot of my team members, including Patrick, he actually just started training at Gracie Pack. He's doing striking classes now, but a lot of our team members train. Oh, my fireworks are going off. What do you think happens when we are speaking to, school owners and we let them know that, like, oh, I'm a martial artist just like you? Well, there's instant rapport that is built between the team members at GrowPro and the martial arts school owners. So I absolutely love number one, letting them know that you are a teacher just like them. I thought that was straight gold. Really
Mhm.
good.
Thank you. So the next part of that would be that social proof, right? I've been to other school, blah 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 in the area. Even if you haven't like taught a seminar there, have you done anything with a other local school, right? And that's going to be like, oh, they did something with them. I'm going to now talk to this person. All you're getting in the beginning is them to lower their wall of resistance and giving you the opportunity to speak. You're not trying to set up a program. You're just trying to connect and build some rapport. So they even give you the opportunity. How many times have you guys gotten a call? You guys are all martial arts school operators. That it's a spam call and you hang up in the first 3 seconds. I get like a ton of those every day. It's so annoying, right? You just hang up, right? But if they mentioned a name of someone you know, or or a person in your area, and they say, "Oh, hi, I just actually talked to Cris at GrowPro. She recommended I reach out to you." Or, "Oh, I talked to Cris at GrowPro, and I thought about reaching out to you." And you're like, "Huh? Okay, you talked to Cris." Even if you didn't even do business with Cris, they just mentioned her name. Now it just gives you the opportunity to even speak. Does that make sense, guys? Right? So you're not saying, "Oh, I set up something with someone," or you just mention it. Okay, just use the words. Okay. Then you're going to build some rapport. How long have you been a teacher there? Oh, cool. Have a student. Do you have any students that go there? Oh, one of my students. You should have students at probably all the local schools in the area, right? And if you haven't done a survey of your students, you can find out which schools they go to. So if we have it on our new student application, it says, which school do you go to in the area? Which school does your child attend? And it has a list of all the schools, and that way we know. Okay, so I can search later. I can do, blah, 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 blah school and see all the kids. And when I call, you can mention it. But once you do this once and you build some rapport, unless they get a new guidance counselor, you can do this over and over and over again each year. You've already been there 1 year. You don't have to start from the beginning because once you hack your way in, you've already built up a relationship. Okay. And then you're gonna use some FOMO. Okay. So you're gonna say, hey, I feel bad for not getting to you sooner. Somehow I missed it. We do free martial arts programs at local schools, and somehow we missed Maud Wilkins School. And I'm sorry we missed you. Even if you haven't done any of the ones yet, you just say, hey, sorry I missed you. Right. And they're gonna be like, oh, well, I don't want to be the school that misses out. Okay. And then you'll have a brief explanation. So just like each child is different, the only purpose of, sorry, let me go back for a second. The only purpose of this call is to set up a 15-minute meeting so they can meet you face to face. Most schools are not going to set up anything over the phone from some stranger. But all you guys teach martial arts, which I'm assuming means that you probably have some good interpersonal skills. You're good at talking to people. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. Like you talk to people all day. So let's use that as a strength, right? So I'll say just like each child is different, so is every school. So the free programs we teach are custom tailored for each school. Now the problem is I don't, and you say it first because you know that they're going to say, oh, I don't do anything over the phone or oh, I need to talk to someone. So instead of them saying that, if you say it first, you kind of take that away from them and you're going to sound insightful. So now the problem is I don't set up anything over the phone until I actually get to meet the guidance counselor and see if this is even a good fit. Okay. And we create a program that's designed around your school's needs. I also feel it's much better to talk face to face instead of being some weird stranger calling you over the phone. Ha ha. Okay. I have 15 minutes on Wednesday at 2 or Thursday at 11. Which one can you do for a quick meeting? Well, and then if they set up this quick meeting in person, you're golden. Because everyone here has good interpersonal skills. They're going to like you. They're going to know you. They're going to see your face. They're going to trust you. And then we'll talk about what actually happens in that meeting. You guys still with me? Give me a thumbs up. Do you guys like this? Is this helpful? Kind
This
of
was
like a framework to
great.
think
I
about it?
love the breakdown. I love the step by step. Really, really smart. Let's keep going. Love it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So if they don't return your phone call, so we assume they're okay. They don't return your. We assume they did return your phone call. What to say over their phone? If they don't return your phone call, you gotta show up. Okay. That means actually going to visit these schools. This has gotten a little bit harder since after COVID because now some schools have, uh, I would say over the last couple of years, not necessarily because of COVID, but a lot of schools have gotten increased security. Okay. Which is probably a good thing. Well, it's a sad thing, but I guess a good thing, but bad for us. Okay. So some schools have increased security, but we want to show up. We actually want to show our face. Okay. Now, if you go there and you say, hi, my name is blah blah blah. I'm the owner of the martial arts school down the street. Can I talk to the principal? Can I talk to the guidance counselor? What are they gonna say? Yeah, you know what? They're actually busy right now. Can you leave your information? Oh, can you send us an email? I'm gonna show you how to respond to that as well. But you really want to show up and actually them see your face. So that way, when you call in the future and you get on the phone, they already have seen you before, at least the front desk person, right? The gatekeeper. And then you'll know their name. But when you go in there for the first time to show up, I would already know the guidance counselor's name. And I would already know the front desk person's name because I'll call in advance. And I'll say, oh, are you Alexa? Oh, we're talking on the phone. Hey, Alexa, I'm here to see Miss Janice. Let's say Miss Janice is the guidance counselor. Even if you don't have an appointment, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm here to see blah, 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 blah. Pretend like you do have an appointment. If they say, do you have an appointment? You'll say, no. And they'll go, okay, let me see if she's available. But you don't say, hey, I'm here to see the program director, the guidance counselor. You say, hey, I'm here to see, and then the person's name. Because then you have that familiarity. Oh, they must know them. And you'd be shocked how many times they'll just see you right there. They'll just walk out and they'll talk to you right there. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they'll say, oh, they're busy. But you never know when you hit someone at the right time. We did one recently where we got rejected from the school. I'm not joking. I walked in there probably a dozen times, and I'm trying to help like new staff like learn how to do it. And this one last time, we walked in there and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, he's busy. Um, and I'm just like chatting up the front desk person to build rapport. And I've already done this. They already knew my name. They knew exactly who we are. What happened? The principal walked out of the office in that moment. And I'm like, oh, hi, what's up? Hi, I haven't met. It was a new principal. So they didn't have, so even though the old one, they loved us, and we've been there before, it was a new one. So I had to kind of build that relationship again. Well, he just happened to walk out when I was there. And I can't stress this enough. Like if you put yourself in good situations, good things will happen. Right. So actually showing up and and you never know when something good will happen out of that. We had a conversation, boom, we're in. Okay. So they'll ask, do you have an appointment? You'll say no. And that's it. They obviously don't lie, but you want to say the name. Okay. Now here's what to wear. You want that familiarity, right? If you walk in there and dress in like a suit, they're gonna be like, oh, this person's selling us something. Even know how fly you are. You want to wear what teachers wear. Okay. So whatever teachers wear in your area, wear that. Don't wear a gi, right? Don't wear, I don't know, some
Please
like
do not wear your gi,
do
guys.
not
Please.
wear your gi. Do not wear your, think about what teachers wear. Look at what they wear. Generally, they're gonna wear like slacks and a sweater. So somewhat like casual professional, right? It's probably like the what they look like. You want to dress like them, right? You want that familiarity. You want to build that rapport. And you want to bring a gift. Okay, use the rule of reciprocity. If you give someone something, they'll give something to you. So maybe it's like a really cool book you bring. Like, hey, this book has really helped me teach with kids. You know, I did a podcast with Melody Johnson, and she talked about the book, The Whole Brain Child.
Mm.
And like that'll be like a gift that I give out, right? Like how to better teach kids, so how to better understand kids. Like, hey, I read this book, it was awesome. I think you might enjoy it, right? Yeah, it's cost $12 is, buy a book like that. Okay, next thing is when let's say you actually get in, okay, you want to use the rule of reciprocity. I'm gonna give you guys a lot of little tiny things. Okay, so even if you don't get all these, it doesn't really matter. I've just done this over and over and over and over again to the point where I've been able to be into every single school in the area. Um, and I just learned these little tiny tips over time because once I'd hear objections or things go wrong, I'd be like, okay, how do I avoid that for the next time? Okay, how do I avoid that for the next time? Because I kind of know what they're going to say. Just like you know what parents are going to say when you're enrolling them, right? Like you know the general objections. So same thing. You get the same objections over and over and over from teachers or guidance counselors. So you ask them for a pen and paper. This is what you do at the meeting, okay, and what to actually say. You want to use the Socratic method. So let's say you get them on the phone, you set up an appointment and you're going in, or you just show up and they let you in. This is what to actually say in that little meeting, that quick 15-minute meeting. Okay, what do you actually say in there to get an appointment to get a workshop on the books or to get a seminar? You'll use the Socratic method, which is asking lots of questions, taking notes, and being genuinely interested. So here's the talking points. Hey, we teach a free 30-minute class customized for each school. It's designed where students will improve their focus and confidence in just 30 minutes. This isn't just a boring lecture where kids sit back and watch. They'll be active the whole time, as will the teachers. And then you get them to talk. Hey, tell me what issues you guys are. Every school is different, just like every child is different. Do you guys have any like specific challenges this year with the kids that you think they benefit from hearing from someone other than their teachers? Right. And we'll find out. Maybe there's an issue with kids hanging out in the bathroom too long that year. Or maybe there's an issue with kids saying mean things online to each other. Or sometimes there's exclusionary bullying where it's like, okay, yeah, like we're having a lot of problem with kids not wanting to play with other kids. And every school is different. They really say something different. So I'm going to take notes with a pen and paper in front of them about whatever they say. And what are they going to think? Wow, this person really cares. This person's really cool. Okay. And you're actually finding out like how you can customize the seminar to make it good for them. And once they start telling you about it, they're in. They start telling you about the school and the issues they have. They're already basically agreeing that, oh, we want you there. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sharing it. Right. Even making an appointment, if they make an appointment with me, I'm like, oh, good. We're done. We're in. I just got to not mess it up at that point. Okay. Now we know the schools are usually underfunded and teachers need supplies. So one of the ways you get back, first of all, we do this for free for the school, free for the kids. And we run a fundraiser alongside this where anyone that joins after the seminar within the first week, we donate 100% of the proceeds back to the school. And we do that through the PTA or the Home and School Association or the PTO. Who do I contact about that? Okay. That's it. Okay. This whole meeting really does take about 15 minutes. So it's pretty quick. It could take a little bit longer if you're building a lot of rapport, but it shouldn't take too long because you're not going to be busy. Okay. And then you're going to have them fill out a waiver form. Okay. So you say the only thing the kids have to do is fill out a waiver form. It's required from our insurance company. Okay. Our insurance company requires a waiver form. So now you don't require it. Your insurance company requires it. Okay. And they're gonna be, okay, no problem. They're used to doing waiver forms for field trips and stuff like that. So it's no big deal. And realistically, like I said earlier, you're probably not gonna get a waiver from every single kid because it's just difficult for a school to keep track of logistically throughout their day. But even if you get half, I'll take half. Because before I didn't do this waiver form, there's a new thing we do. I heard someone else mention it. In my network and for something different. I'm like, wait a minute, why don't we just do waiver forms? So before we would collect no information, we would just do the seminar, give out information, hope they reach out to us. Now we collect all this information, we collect all these leads, and this is how we're able to get like hundreds and thousands of leads. Okay. It's because we're collecting in the waiver forms. And I'll show you guys what the waiver forms look like.
So Matthew, just want to pause real quick and highlight, just some of the things that you said, because we used to run an after school program. At the height, we had 4 vans. We were picking up from 7 schools, and we wanted to really build that partnership and education with the schools that we were doing after school at. And this is the exact playbook that we ran. And, I've only have recently met you. So I'm here to tell you guys this stuff 100% works. And exactly like he said, we reached out to the guidance counselor because the vice principal and the principal are just way too busy to talk to you. And this concept of asking what their specific school's needs are is so important because everybody is tuned into WIIFM. What's in it for me? So you have to make sure that you're peeling kind of back the onion rings of like, what do they really need and how can you support them? We're not just asking them like, hey, I need you to pass out these 1,000 flyers, which is what a lot of schools do. So 100%, this is how we were able to get into a school called Bellamy Elementary School. And we also did a donation play. I'll never forget, we wrote a check for $100 to their PTA, $100. And I'm not here to discredit $100. Their jaw hit the floor and they said, oh my gosh, this is going to cover our daddy-daughter dance. Like, that's how underfunded they are. So love the playbook, love the step-by-step. And this is, something that we've done with success. And actually, one of the questions when we asked them, what do you guys need? They ended up inviting us to teach a club at the school. They wanted to call it Ninja Club. It was the first time in the history of the school that somebody that was not a teacher at the school got to host a club at that school. So it works, guys. Okay. Cool. All right, let's keep going, Matthew. We've got about 15 minutes left, so I want to make sure we get through this.
Yeah, should be good. Okay, cool. All right, so next part is scarcity. So you want to introduce this into when you set this up. So we can only do blank amount of schools per year, and we're already booked with blank, so far this year. Okay, so we can only do 6 schools per year. We're already booked with Maud Wilkins and James Elementary. Plus, we're already booked for the next couple of months. So we're really looking at these months out. We're really looking at so they're gonna think in their head, oh yeah, we're booked. So you say you're booked first. Because of course they're gonna be booked for the next couple of months, right? So if right now was what's the month is in March, I'd be like, oh, we're already booked in March. We're already doing this in this school. So we're really not available till the middle to the end of April or beginning of May. Now you have to be careful because the school year is almost ending. So we were kind of close. You guys get the idea. So the goal when you leave that meeting is to schedule a time right there, even if it is tentative. So you do not leave that meeting unless you have dates and times together. Okay, so you have the scarcity method. Okay, we have, we've already done it. We're already booked this and this times. Here's when we're available. Okay, cool. Let me check my calendar. But you don't do it unless you have time in the calendar. You don't leave. You don't want to have many more conversations and hope to get in touch with them again. Here's the waiver form. We have 2 versions. So we have this pink version over here. And by the way, if you copy this exactly and they start texting us, I'm just going to take your students. Oops. So be careful about using our QR code and our number on here. But there's also a paper version. Some schools or some parents, they'll just never scan this QR code. They don't know how to do it. I don't know. So we always have a paper version too that we'll print out. And these are super cheap, the ones on the left. And we'll just bring a stack of them to the school. They'll fill it out, parents with a pen and paper, and hand it right back to their teacher when they pick them up. Okay. And we'll come in, we'll get a stack of them, and we'll have the digital waiver forms over here. Okay. So we usually have a combination of both. Some people, it's just easier for them to fill out a paper version really quickly. All right. So here's some common traps people fall into. They'll say, here's a problem. They'll say, hey, that sounds good. I'll just have to confirm with the tooth fairy about timing. Okay. And you'll say, no problem. We're mostly booked anyway, so we don't fill up again and miss you guys this year. I can help you schedule a tentative date and we can adjust later if needed. We have blank and blank time available. Which one works better for you? You guys have probably done all similar things before with setting up appointments at your school, right? We're not sure when we're free and say, okay, cool. Let me see what I have available and we'll book a tentative time. If that doesn't work, you can always reschedule and then you book. Oh, I got to talk to my husband or wife. No problem. We're mostly booked anyway. So we don't fill up and you miss it. I can help you. I'll help you schedule a tentative time and you can adjust later if needed to. You guys got this idea? Like for setting up appointments, you guys should all kind of have this, I hope. All right, here's another common trap. That sounds good. Can you send me an email? Oh my God, this is like the worst one. I want to punch myself. So here's what you say. No problem. It's so you agree. It's super simple how it works. We've done this many times before. I'm happy to explain it to you now. It only takes a minute. So you basically hear what they say, ignore it, and then just keep talking. And I can't tell you how much this works because I've done it over and over again. I'll go with people who, different either clients of mine or people within our interaction karate network. And they'll say, oh, yeah, they just asked me to send them an email. They go home, they write a long email, and it's all the detailed how the program works. And they get crickets back. They don't hear anything. Right. And it's so frustrating. So you got to like work past that objection. Okay. So the number one goal before you leave that school is you set up an appointment. Okay. You set up a time for a workshop. Here's some best practices for scheduling. And I'm going to move very quickly because I'm running out of time here. We want to do groups of 100 or fewer. You want 10 minutes in between each session. We like to start in the morning time, but I'll work with whatever the school schedule is. So they have to change as few things as possible. If you have to make them change like everything for the whole school that day, is they're not going to want to deal with all the pain, right? So usually I'll work within their schedule. Okay. Whatever's convenient for them. We This is not going to apply to everyone, but I've just seen the statistics over time where this is most impactful is we like to schedule these in the winter time. I'm in Philadelphia area and Jersey, so it gets cold in the winter. So that means that there's no outdoor sports. There's no soccer, there's no baseball. Okay. So there's fewer competition in December, January, February, March. Okay. As I try to do this in the winter where like, baseball isn't happening or soccer isn't happening, I have higher enrollment rates, higher conversion. Does that make sense? But if you're in a warmer area, you have to figure out what makes sense for your area. And we do this max 2 times per year, but really just like one is fine. Okay. So 1 time per year per school. Okay. And if you think, oh, they aren't allowing visitors or outside business, that's just an objection you'll hear. So that means maybe you didn't build enough rapport, you did something wrong. And I say that by proving with this picture. This is me at a school during COVID. And they had a sign outside that said visitors temporarily not allowed. And I did an entire program there because I built rapport and I was able to still do it, even though this is the sign on the door. Okay. So here's what not to teach. Some things like don't teach any, the class should be fun, really, really fun for the kids. Don't teach heavy martial arts, very light and all defensive movements. If you teach an offensive movement like kicks or punches, we try to avoid that because if any of the kids kick or punch each other afterwards, they're never going to have you come back again. And it's the worst feeling. I've had that happen to me before. Like, oh, some of the kids are punching each other. And of course, we say they shouldn't during the seminar. But if anyone does, they're going to come to you and they're going to say, you're going to get an email later. Your heart's going to sink to your stomach. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I just wasted all my time because I'm never going to be invited back there again. Okay. So sometimes you have to give people what they want in order to get what they need. Okay. What I mean by that is sometimes I think we get caught up. We have to teach them like, pure self-defense or whatever. But sometimes we have to give them what they want in order to get what they need. I learned this from fostering a dog. So I never grew up with dogs, but I love them. And I was fostering a dog and the dog had like worms or something, whatever that is. And they're like, all right, you need to give this dog medication. So what I do, I took the medication, I like put it on the ground. I'm like, dog, eat the medication. And what did the dog do? It sniffed around, didn't do it. Then I'm like, okay, and by the way, if you're a dog owner, you're probably laughing at me because I just like don't know how to, I didn't know, right? I love dogs, but never had one on my own. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pretend it's a toy. And I'm going like this, I'm playing around with it, put it out. What's the dog do? Sniffs it, licks it a lot, drops it in my hand. I'm like, God damn it, how am I gonna get this dog to eat the pill? And so I called up one of my friends. He said, first of all, you're an idiot. He said, second of all, if you want to give someone what they want, if you want to give someone what they need, sometimes you got to give them what they want. So take that pill, put it in some peanut butter, because that's what the dog wants, and I'll take the pill. What did the dog do? Put it in the peanut butter, ate it, no problem. Right. So in order to really help people, they're going to have to actually come to your school afterwards. So this is designed to get people to come to your school, not for you to teach them the best martial arts, the best self-defense. Does that make sense? That's what they're going to learn in your school. You got to give them what they want in order to get what they need. Okay. So teach like all defensive movements. Okay. Blocks, dumps, jumps, ducks. Talk a lot of mental benefits. All right. Here's how we have them set up. Usually like long lines across the school. Usually we'll bring with us a bunch of cool stuff. We'll bring some like targets. We'll record the entire thing, even if we just use it for ourselves. That way I know how to do better next time. Bring some prizes, some tattoos. If it's just you and you don't have helpers, this is secret number 2. Recruit cheerleaders. Write this down. Recruit cheerleaders. I'm gonna fly by this, by the way. It's gonna be quick. You ready? Don't miss it. Pay attention. All right. So I was teaching a seminar, and it was like I think it was like 600 kids. Okay, so long day, really long, and classes later. And my head instructor of the school was super sick. Like couldn't get out of bed sick. I had to teach it all myself. And I'm like, oh my God. And I had to teach regular classes that day. So I'm sitting there and here's all the teachers in the background. I'm looking at them and I'm like, huh, here's a bunch of qualified teachers that love working with kids and they're sitting there doing nothing. Okay. So I'm like, how can I get them actually involved in this class? And I'm like, okay, I got to work smarter here. So I call this a Dr. Oz method, where basically you use other people to help you in the class. So I'm not going to swing targets at anyone. They're going to do it. I'm going to show them how to do it. Now they're involved. Now they're having fun. But you don't want them sitting aside texting using their phones. Okay. You want them involved the entire time. They become your cheerleaders. And the more they do it for you, okay, the more they get, oh, here's an Eagles cheerleader. I'm glad I did that. So the more they get involved with you, the more they're going to have fun, the more connected they're going to be for you. And then anytime someone brings up martial arts, they're going to talk about you. And then afterwards, I'm going to get a testimonial from them. We're going to say, hey, teachers, we're able to do this for free every year because we're able to get teachers like you guys who say a couple kind words about us. So if you love the class today, afterwards, I'm going to ask if I can take a picture and you can tell us what you liked about the program. Is that cool? And they're going to say, yeah, that's cool. And then at the end, we'll get testimonials like this from the teachers, from the principal, from the guidance counselors. Do you guys see how powerful this is? Like, and by the way, we'll use this on our website. We'll use it in promotional material. We'll use it hanging up in our school. Imagine you're a parent, you walk into a karate school, and there's the principals from the local area, the guidance counselors talking about how great that school is. Whoa. Like, it's so powerful. Like, the enrollment becomes easy, right? So we have these hanging everywhere. I have like probably 100 of these. Um, so we'll get to this stuff. Yeah. Okay. So once you have this stuff, I'm going to skip over. Once you have all these leads, okay, obviously you'll give out an offer to them. Okay. You'll give out an offer to them of like whatever your trial offer is. Make sure you have an easy opt-in. Like, here's how to text to get started. We do like 3 lessons for $49 or whatever. You do 2 weeks for 99, whatever it is. Just do your offer in there. And then you can also do, because you're going to have all these leads, is offer a free workshop. That's a 1-day class you offer to all the leads you acquire. So even the people some people are going to scan an offer or go to your website and just purchase, which is going to be great. You'll take that money and donate it back to the school. That'd be awesome. But some people, you're just going to have the leads. So you can offer a 1-day free workshop on that Saturday. And what I like to do is now I have all these leads, is you can reach out to GoPro and say, hey, I have all these leads. Can you make a lookalike audience on Facebook that's going to create an audience similar to this? And now they're going to get your ads. So you got the paper sent home from the school. They get, they're going to get an email from the PTA about your program. And now they're showing up on their Facebook. So you're really hitting it from all sides. You're hitting the organic and the paid. Okay. You guys still with me here? Give me a thumbs up. I know this is so much. I know I'm moving fast, so I can get everything. All right, cool. Here's the next one. Secret Sensei. Last one. Okay. Secret number 3. So you're going to use the PTA to help you sell this. And I call this the give back method. So here's our flyer. Okay. So let's say our offer is $49. We'll donate 100% of that back to the PTA. Now, when they become members, that's all us, right? We're just donating like the trial money. Okay. And now once I do this 1 year and I get these testimonials, now on our flyer, do you guys see this? The one on the right side is going to be the testimonials from that school, from their teachers. Pretty cool, right? Like imagine you get a flyer sent home from a martial arts school in your area and it has the teachers and the principals talking about that school. Do you guys see how awesome this is? I'm really excited to tell you about it. This is so powerful. You use this every year. Okay, here's what one of our flyers looks like. Okay, and we'll put a piece of paper on our flyer that says like, hey, there's a PTA fundraiser. All the money goes back to the PTA. They don't keep a dime of it. And I kind of word it where it's like from the PTA, but it's from us. It just says that like, we donate 100, your school name donates 100% of the money back to the school. Okay, here's us giving $1,600 to the local school with the principal. Okay. By the way, when they become big fans of you, this is such an old picture, but like this is the guidance counselor over here. We gave him our school sweatshirt. He wears that sweatshirt to school all the time. Now he's promoting us. This is how you create cheerleaders in your area. So they sell this program for you. Super, super cool. So I'll bring them our gear sometimes too, especially the ones I have good relationships with. All right. So now you got to contact your hot leads. Okay. All those leads you collected from the waiver forms, reach out to them. All right. Now, I wish I had more time to go through over the entire Triangle Codex, but I was able to at least go over with you guys the schools. We didn't go over businesses and daycares, which is the other side of it. So I didn't have time for all that, but I'm going to give you guys my Rolodex. So this is how you can keep track of everything throughout the process, the school name, contact, how to get it. There's a video explainer in it, and I'll give you guys my spreadsheet. This is what I usually do for one-on-one coaching clients. Um, where I just help them do all this stuff. Like I like do it with them and help them, do the whole process. I showed you guys how to do it. If you want extra help, you can reach out to me. But either way, and if you don't, you guys will know how to organize this whole thing and know how to do it from watching the recording. So that's all for I have for you guys today. I want to have feedback on how I can make this better. So in order for me to know how to make this better, if you scan this QR code right here, or you use this link. Okay. Sorry, I can't copy and paste it, but hopefully Chris could put it in the chat box. If you fill out the survey, it just like asks how I did, then it'll automatically send you that template. So please don't email me asking about, oh, I guess you could. But to make my life easier, fill out the survey. Let me know how I did, how I can make the presentation more clear, better, more exciting, more value, whatever. Tell me I need a haircut or whatever you want to say. And then it'll automatically send you that Rolodex so you can organize this whole process and start moving step by step by step. You can go through the recording of this and see all the scripts, and you can start making this work for you year after year after year. So you can recruit new students and get 1,000 leads from your local school. So thank you guys very
Awesome. Guys,
much.
can we drop some love in the chat? Give me a 1 in the chat if you had at least just one takeaway from today. This is something that we've done for many, many years at Gracie Pack. I know we got a lot of Maya clients on here that, follow a similar system, but some of I thought there were some really, really gold nuggets. And it can sometimes be that, success is in those details. I loved the do a survey of your students in your school, asking what school they go to. I mean, that's something everybody can very easily make as a part of your onboarding. And you'll see the list of all of the schools that your students go to. Thought that was gold. I love the dress like a teacher thing. I think most schools are doing a good job not showing up in their uniform, but they'll still come in like branded polos because they want to look professional. I think that is a ninja tip, dress like the teacher, because the branded logo, it kind of says like, oh yeah, I'm here to sell. The third thing, guys, and if there's anything that you take away, I love the reciprocity, but I think sometimes we all kind of fall back on food. Like, let me bring you these donuts, right? How cool bringing a book that is relevant to what they do. And I love Whole Brain Child as well. Phenomenal book. I think that was like a huge golden nugget. And getting testimonials from the teachers, getting them involved, right? If you're a one man, one woman, or you have a small team and you're there, with them, get the teachers involved. They're going to get excited. And, it doesn't even have to be a video testimonial, because I think some people are hesitant, like, oh, my hair doesn't look good. Like, he just took a picture and then put a sentence of what they said. Now, could you get video testimonials? Sure, but that's going to give a little bit more friction, right? Hey, can you give me like a sentence or two of what you thought about today's workshop? Snap a picture. And that, to be able to put the face and the name of the teacher at that school on the flyer in the future, that is instant social proof. So those were some of the, kind of like just golden nuggets that I took out of this. We are at 1 o'clock, and I want to respect everybody's time. So if you have to hop off, feel free. But does anybody have any questions for Matthew while we still have him here?
Someone said, didn't they kill Socrates? And I'm like, oh yeah, I think they did.
Doesn't mean you can't learn from people. Awesome. Well, Matthew, I really appreciate you taking the time today and unpacking this. For those of you that haven't had an opportunity to get to the school, I think he provided a really great roadmap. For those of you that have, I think he provided you some maybe small tweaks and details that you can shift to make the experience even better. This is recorded. It will be on the GrowPro website before the end of day. So we'll get that up and running for you guys. And again, Matthew, thank you so much. Please make sure you go follow him on Instagram and check out his podcast. And Matthew, any final words?
No, that's it. Thank you guys.
All right,
Bye.
guys. Have a great day. See ya. Bye-bye.